Please stand for the playing of the national anthem. The colors will be presented by the American Legion Post 269.
Detail. Up. Right. Face. Forward. Arm. Present. Arm. Presenting the colors. Return. Colors. Forward. Arm. Right shoulder. Arm. Detail. Right. Face. Forward. Mark. Mark.
Welcome everyone, I'm Greg Fringer, Meridian Township Police Department. We're here to open the 9/11 Memorial Quilt Project. This is an important reminder of the events of 9/11. Certainly they resonate in our consciousness as the date approaches. We are grateful too to the folks that put this together. Tremendous amount of work goes into these things, and I'm sure it's a labor of love and an honor to present these. The next speaker will be Beverly Kimmen, the project coordinator.
All right, I want to thank everyone for joining us today. It's an honor to share Amy's vision with the World Trade Center 9/11 Quilt Project. Amy started it right after 9/11. She passed away in 2002, and it was taken over by Brian Kohler and was sent to Seattle, Washington, and that's where they finished it, and it was their first showing in 2004. And then it had been put in storage for over 10 years, and I acquired it. They sent it to me, and now I'm trying to take it on tour, because that was Amy's vision, to get it out and let people see it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Scott Dimstra, the CADL Executive Director.
Thank you and welcome. And I'm here on the library's behalf, but also represented with our library board members, Deb Bloomquist, Sally Trout, and Sandy Drake. We're very honored to partner with Meridian Township, their police and fire departments, and also the 9/11 Quilt Project. For many of us, we remember exactly where we were that day when the terrorist attacks occurred. I remember exactly what I was doing during that day, and it dramatically changed us. For public libraries, we became support systems for our communities. People were looking for some normalcy or for some answers after the events, and so we tried to fill that role. And we do try to fill that role every year for the anniversary of coming up with programs and events to honor the victims of 9/11. And when we were approached to partner with this project, I thought it was our most moving yet. And the reason that I say this is, after talking to Beverly, you're aware of how these complete strangers from across the US and across the world came together to create these beautiful quilts. But each one of these quilts honors every single victim who lost their lives that day. And by viewing both of these storefronts, you're able to see the magnitude of the tragedy of what happened that day, and you're also able to honor the victims who lost their lives that day as well. So I'd like to thank our partners, Meridian Township, and especially Beverly. After talking to her, I just see how dedicated she is, how invested she is in this project, and I'm so glad she was able to bring it to our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Chief Bill Priest from Meridian Township Fire Department.
Thank you, and thank you for this opportunity to speak. As you know, 9/11 means a lot to the fire community and the law enforcement community for the events that took place there. And this memorial is a lot bigger than I thought it was, and it's certainly going to stand the test of time to remember those that lost their lives. And let's not forget that we lost 2,606 at the World Trade Center, and of those, 343 were firefighters of the NYFD, and we lost 71 law enforcement officers as well that day. Also, we lost, I know this is the World Trade Center, but let's not forget the 189 lives that were lost at the Pentagon and the 44 lives that were lost on Flight 93. I really want to say a great appreciation to Amy Leisure, who started this. People have visions to do these things to help us remember, because we should never forget. And also to Beverly and those that continue this project on. Hopefully it lasts the test of time and is there for us to never forget what happened that day. But thank you.
That concludes the presentation. Now the event is open, and we hope that you'll all come in and review all these quilts and take a moment to think about what occurred back many years ago. And thank you again for coming.